Hello and welcome back to the channel with myself and I and the fabulous Red Panda. I almost got your name wrong. I know.
I don't even know who's on your podcast, Elite. I could be anyone. Are you sure? Yep, it's me. Hi, Elite.
I said Red Dead and then I immediately thought of Red Dead Redemption, and then as soon as I thought that, as soon as that popped into my head, then I couldn't think of your name suddenly. Sorry about that. Red Dead Panda. Hello, welcome back to the Gamers Initiative podcast. Yeah.
Yep. Welcome everybody to the Gamers Initiative podcast, where Elite doesn't know who is on the podcast.
I think we're episode 15 now. Episode 15, I believe so.
Something like that.
Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Right, so where can we find you? Let's get into the quick intros. Where can we find you?
You can find me in COVID-free New Zealand.
Yeah.
Joke.
It's just gone now.
You can find me on Twitter at RedDeadPanda1, and that is the number 1. I am like 3 off 100 followers, guys. Thanks so much. You can find me on Xbox Live at RedDeadPanda871, and we'll just leave YouTube alone until I actually sort my life out. I've had the most hectic few weeks of not being at home. I'm only at home like a couple of days a week at the moment, and I'm just catching up on life stuff. So yeah. What about you, Elite? Where can we find you?
You can find me here. I'm occasionally on Twitch now.
Right? Can't get my name right.
Yeah. I'm just ducking and diving you, being told off. I'll be found on here. I'm occasionally on Twitch now. I can't remember my handle on Twitch. I think it's Elite Gaming Guru. I believe it is. And Twitter, I'm still going to set something up on there once I've got all my new intros and stuff sorted and all but bits like that, but I'm not doing that quite yet. I have to quickly say thank you to everyone, all my new subscribers now. I've got a whole bunch of new subscribers the other day. Sort of just got an influx of subscribers, like 10 of them suddenly just subscribed to my channel. I think my last channel was quite popular. My last video was very popular, I think, among people. I think within 24 hours I had 250 views, so been quite a lot of people like that video. So where you can find me. So welcome to the Gamers Initiative podcast, episode 15. We're going to get into it. This episode's just really about E3. What our views. Sorry about the background. That's my cat. Our views on the E3, the games in it, and yeah. So what do you think? Should we get into this thing? Let's go. So let's get straight into this. E3, you've got a list of games, haven't you? Should we start going through it? Where is the list? Where did you put the list?
I've got the list up in front of me.
Oh, yeah,
we are so not prepared today, guys.
You read.
Not prepared today. Alright, so obviously Xbox had their E3. We're a bit late on recording this. You and I live very busy lives, but we've got a list of all the 30 games that were shown, and I guess I just want to remind everyone that 27 out of the 30 games that were shown at Xbox's E3 event are going to Game Pass.
Yeah.
27
games will
That's
Game Pass.
ridiculous.
Yeah, but remember, they're all indies. None of them are AAA. It's got no AAA games.
What are you talking about? There are so many AAAs. I mean, Starfield's going to go to.
Yeah.
Starfield's going.
Well, every Xbox game is on there. So Forza Horizon 5 AAA is on there. Halo.
All
AAA
right, let's go.
Let's
get started. Just in general, Elite, before we have a look at these lists of games, what was your overall feeling about E3 for Xbox's E3? How do you feel in comparison to the previous years?
Well, Red, I think it was very good. I think it was very good. I'm glad they cut out a lot of the waffle. I hate it when they just start waffling, and that was I did it on one of the games.
Ubisoft.
Yeah. Well, they just talk and then talk and talk. I'm glad they've started to cut that out, and Phil didn't come on stage, did he? Did he go on stage?
Yeah, he was there right at the end.
Oh yeah, right at the end.
They showed
Redfall. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad they started cutting out that. There was a stage, I can't remember. There was something where someone did come on and started waffling for a bit, and you're thinking, oh, shut up. But I'm glad now they're just I think they've got that from, was it Nintendo Direct thing, haven't they? Where they just game, and they don't focus on too much about the devs, what they have to say about it or stuff like that.
What,
I do like
what
that.
do you think is a pacing?
The pacing was good, yeah. I think sometimes they could have cut something out. I think the Fallout stuff was a bit long, especially Fallout 76 was a bit long for DLC. They could have cut out some of the Bethesda stuff, shortened it down. But I suppose Bethesda wanted to show their stuff off, so, and because they both had equal sort of pegging on the show, I suppose they had to give Bethesda their space, their time frame they wanted, even if it was sort of more or less just the same game dragged out. And you know, people keep saying, "Oh, only Fallout 76, yada yada, it's trash." Actually, the game's turned much like No Man's Sky. What people say about No Man's Sky now, it's turned around massively, and it's apparently got a really big following now. Fallout 76, like all these games doing, it's really big now. Apparently, Fallout 6. Yeah, like Sea of Thieves, that's massive now. That was fantastic. The Sea of Thieves, what they introduced there, wasn't it? That was a big turnaround.
Yes, it was. We'll get to that there, Lee.
Yeah.
Don't get a...
Yeah, sorry. Right, let's start. I've got my list now, so let's start from the top with Starfield.
Starfield, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to lead on that one, or do you want me to lead on that one?
I will lead. I thought it was fantastic. It looks great. It's in engine stuff. It looks brilliant. The graphics look brilliant. They said it's going to be like Fallout, but obviously it looks like next gen graphics.
Space.
It looks fantastic. Yeah, in space. I reckon, I can imagine it's going to be kind of like a Mass Effect kind of epic style of game, where you sort of wander around your ship and you do stuff and that. I hope it's more sandbox, you know, like Fallout. I hope you can make your own ships and build your own ships.
Yeah.
What I liked,
what
I liked from it, especially because I do like these kind of games, is there's mechs in it. You notice there's a mech walking around, and the mech got onto his ship. He was talking to one of the mechs, and that got onto his ship. And I've been playing MechWarrior 5 at the moment on Xbox, and I've been playing Titanfall again. And if you've seen some clips, I've been playing Titanfall again. I love mech games, basically. So when they showed that, I was thinking, yes, a Mass Effect style of game with mechs in it. I've always wanted a game, sort of a free roam, open world game with mechs. Because
you're going to play Exo Mecha then?
Yes, yeah, I've been excited for that. Can't wait for that to go. That's more of like a Titanfall style of game, isn't it? It's more like an FPS with mechs. But I really wanted a sort of a proper mech game, yeah, sort of where you roam around the world and just you and your mech kind of thing. Yeah, so I'm really... But the game looked fantastic. It's ticking all the boxes so far. Even though we see no gameplay, so it doesn't count. It's ticking all the boxes for me. It made me more hype, and just the graphics of it.
Do you feel like they started strong then with Starfield?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. Like right before Starfield was, right before the E3 press conference, actually it leaked about Starfield. So I kind of feel sad, like it was kind of the wind was taken out of its sails. But I guess, feeling like for an opening of an E3, I felt like there wasn't enough to Starfield. Like I like the fact that it's in, it was an engine, so you're getting an idea of what's representative of what the engine is, and it's the Creation Engine 2, so it's not what we've had previously from Bethesda GameWorks and or Game Studio. So we're actually getting a next iteration of their engine, so you can understand just by even looking at the engine stuff, the difference in quality in comparison to those CGI cutscene type things that they have previously shown in the past. I mean, you look at Fallout 76 and how that showed, and then what it actually looked like. I think they're now showing the Creation Engine as what it is representative in relation to how you're going to have it on console. So I thought it was a good showing. I felt like it didn't quite have the big impact I wanted it to have, because I did want to see a bit of something else, or a bit of I guess more dazzle or whatever you want to call it. But I think it was a nice lead-in, and something to go, this is what you can expect from the rest of the show. Is like, we're here to show you games, and you guys have been waiting to hear about Starfield since 2018. Here it is. And I think the biggest thing about that was that they actually gave a release date.
Yes.
That was huge, and I love how they incorporated it into the reveal trailer for it. Like when they were in, and you start seeing it, it goes 11/11/22, and I was like, oh, they've put it in they've put the release date in there. Like shocked that they re-put it again at the very end. I was kind of gutted about that. I was like, why couldn't they have just left it in there and everyone could have just speculated and speculated and speculated? It would have been entertaining to see people on Twitter talking about the release date and going, I think that's the release date. But it's in line with like Skyrim's release date. I think it's that 10 years, 10 years or 12 years, something like that to the date of Skyrim. What the biggest thing though, we have confirmation that Starfield is an exclusive.
Yeah, like they hadn't confirmed it already.
They've already confirmed it, but it finally kind of put that last nail in the coffin of the people who just didn't want to hear it. Yeah. That this is now a Xbox ecosystem exclusive in the sense of any system that runs Game Pass, whether it's PC or Xbox, you are going to have Starfield on it. It's exclusive.
Yep.
Finally.
So, even though there's still some people still think it's not, weirdly enough, even though it said exclusive to Xbox, they still claiming it's not. It's weird. It's weird. But yeah, I love the release date, 11/11. So it's next year. So that's another big title, another big mass AAA going to Game Pass next year, next November. So that's gonna be another massive game to look forward to. And it must be near completion if they've firmed a release date for next year. Yes, they've got a year and a half to do it, tweak it, whatever they've got to do. It's been in
development since 2018, so you would assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it will probably be one of these games they continuously update and add to and stuff, I imagine. But
for myself, I love like those types of games. I'm more in like I play like, for example, I would play like BioWare's Dragon Age and all of those, but it doesn't quite hit home as much as playing a game which is set in space, which is why I love The Outer Worlds, which is why I love Mass Effect, which is why I love like TV shows like The Expanse and other things like that, because it's set in an environment which I find absolutely fascinating and sci-fi. Like, love it so much. But yeah, Starfield, like, definitely a game I'm gonna no doubt spend hours and hours and hours playing it on my Series X.
Yeah.
So we need to get you a Series X.
You do need to get me on
as soon as possible, Elite. Anything else you want to add about Starfield?
No, we've got a lot of games to go through.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it.
I did. It's a good way to open it. It's good they didn't open it with Halo. It's nice, makes a nice change.
I agree with you. It makes a nice change they didn't open it with Halo, but I think they should have ended it with Halo. I really feel like the next game that we're going to talk about in our list. So this is not in the order that they showed on E3 stage. This is just an order of all the games that were on the stage in general. Was Redfall, which is the game that ended. But if you look, Pete Hines was wearing a Bite Back t-shirt when he showed up in the show, and I was like, because I've watched the E3 show twice. First time I watched it 1080p on my way into work, and so I got home and rewatched it in 4K, and watching it in 4K made a hell of a difference. But Redfall, this ended the show. What did you think about that? Well, actually, the Xbox mini fridge technically ended the show. But
yeah. Everyone was hyped about that massively. I want to get a mini fridge. Everyone wants that mini fridge.
Yeah, I want it so bad.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next scalped item.
That was a comment about people going, it's sad that the Xbox mini fridge has more views than E3. I'm like, do you know how many people who are not gamers would like this mini fridge?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, who don't care about the games and just want the mini fridge for the sake of having a mini fridge?
Yeah,
people
looks good.
Want that.
Yeah. Also, it was on E3, so how can it be bigger than E3?
Series X, guys.
it was on E3, and also, how can it be bigger than Xbox's E3 when it was part of Xbox's E3? It's a weird thing to say.
Yeah. All right, back to you. What do you think of Redfall?
Right, I think it looks good. I don't think it looked as good as Back 4 Blood, because I love the Left 4 Dead series. But I think it looked good. It looks interesting. Be interesting to get into. A lot of people were saying on my channel, one guy particularly was saying he thinks devs like that, top quality devs, should be wasting their games on small titles like that. I said that's absolute rubbish. You should never tell a dev what they should and shouldn't make, or if they want to do this or do that project, you shouldn't be telling devs, no, we only want you to make AAA titles, nothing else. Because that's pretty much what Sony's doing at the moment to their devs. They're telling them not to work on passion projects, not to make anything that isn't AAA quality, which is wrong, because for one, you're not going to get many games out doing that. Two, you're just going to upset devs, because some of these devs, remember, they're just like you and me. They have ideas in their head. They want to get these games out.
I think that's real short-sighted because if
It
you look
is.
at what Redfall was, what they actually showed was they showed a CGI trailer
Yeah.
that set the tone, the art style, and I guess the environment and the world and a part of the lore of what Redfall is going to be about.
Yeah.
So set that as an expectation. You aren't seeing what's entirely representative of how that game is going to look or play or anything like that. So for him to say, or for them to say it's not AAA, you don't know it's not AAA because you haven't seen any gameplay. You don't know the scope of the game. This is from Arcane Studios, who gave us Dishonored and, oh my god, why can't I think of the other one? Is it Prey? Prey?
Yes. Yeah, Prey as well, yeah.
No. Is it?
Yeah, it was Prey, I believe it was, yeah.
Because they've got, what, 2 teams, and this is the other team doing it?
Yeah.
But I actually really enjoyed this. It was lighthearted. I don't feel like it should have been at the end of the show.
No.
I feel like, and I know this is annoying but I feel like Halo should have been at the end of the show.
Yeah.
With a bit more, because that Halo multiplayer trailer.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, Redfall. It's a game where you can play by yourself or with others, and I think that's really key. Going, hey, you can play by yourself or with others. That's a game that I would love to play, and I'll probably play with my friends, and I'll probably end up maybe playing with you at some point. Elise. We'll probably play that game together.
Yeah, because I love those kind of games. As I love the Left 4 Dead series anyway, and Back 4 Blood. I think they'll carry on this into a series as well. I can imagine like the next series will probably be werewolves instead of vampires, and there'll probably be a group that goes around hunting monsters. I imagine so. Each series will probably be a different monster. I could imagine that's where I sort of see this game for some reason. Yeah, but what I liked about this, is about the style. I love those styles, sort of. I like the PvP style of games around. I like sort of the co-op games. So this looks fantastic. But I was going to say, these devs do come out and sort of separate and just do their own thing. These passion projects and stuff like that. Ninja Theory done it with Bleeding Edge, for example. 343 done it with, you could say, Halo Wars 2. Coalition done it with Gears Pop and Gears Tactics. Rare done it with Battletoads. Playground Games have gone off and made, obviously, Fable, which is a bit bigger. So these devs do sort of float off and do other little titles, and I think it's ridiculous to say, like, no, they shouldn't do that. I just wanted to sort of just say that because some people have been saying they shouldn't be allowed, and I think, who are you to say these devs shouldn't be allowed to make the games they want to make? Because that's what basically what...
Making games for us to play, guys. Because all that we have heard for the last, 7 to 10 years feels like a lifetime is Xbox has no games. Xbox has games now, and now you're complaining about the games. Just get over yourself, get on Game Pass, and play them games.
Yeah. Should we move on to the next one?
Yes, but before we do, I just wanted to ask, what was your biggest highlight of the show? What was the game that kind of stood out to you the most, or the 3 games that stood out to you the most?
Oh, we want to do that now, do we? You want to do that now?
Oh, well, we can do it at the end. Yeah,
let's do it at the end.
For you. At least you have time to think about it.
Yeah.
And remember the games that we saw. Psychonauts 2.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
To be honest, I've not played the first one. This is not my kind of game. I don't really like these style of games. It looks good, sounds good. I like Jack Black doing music and stuff like that. But this is not really my style of game. So I'll probably download it because it's on Game Pass and try it. But I wouldn't buy it personally. So I'll let you go with this. Yeah.
Well, we were just talking before the show about how Psychonauts 1 is on Game Pass to download to play on as an original OG Xbox game.
Yeah.
I'm playing it and I'm enjoying it. It actually, for the art style and what it was, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I have been enjoying it. So it actually surprised me. So I'm quite intrigued about number 2, and you can just, I mean, we've seen other showings of it, but I think for the way it looks,
my front door. One moment, be right back.
And he's gone. Let's start talking smack about Elite. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so for anyone listening there, it's not a game that I would, like Elite, go out and buy or anything like that, but it is a game that I'm willing to give a go and give it a try. And then if it takes me by surprise and I enjoy it, then I'm happy to give it a go. And that's what I'm enjoying about the whole all these games coming to Game Pass, is I have an opportunity to try them before I choose to buy them. so that it's kind of like demoing the game essentially. And if I don't like it, I can just uninstall it and move on to the next game, because the amount of games coming into Game Pass, like 2 a month virtually, of these new games for the next rest of the year, that's insane level of value. And that's on top of any other games that are coming into Game Pass. These are the ones that they've just announced through E3. There are still other games being added into Game Pass all the time. It's insane. What value has for Game Pass. I actually need, because I'm a twin, and I need to be a triplet so I can play enough of these games, because there's just too many games. I don't have enough time. I need like a clone or something, an additional clone.
Yeah.
But yeah. You back, Elite?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so I first had to vanish because my cat was annoying the hell out of me. Now there's a postman at the door ringing the bell. This is probably planned during the day for me.
I think for what was shown on E3, there was such a diverse lot of games. Like there was something for everyone. So Psychonauts for people, and it's a beloved franchise to the point where it's gotten a sequel. People really love it. So I think for people, it's going to hit the mark, and for others, it's not. But that's your choice. It's the whole purpose of games. You play them, or you don't.
Yeah, talking of Game Pass, as you brought up, there's everyone should, if you've got Game Pass, or if you've not, pop over to Game Pass now. There's loads of games going in there. But the good thing about Game Pass is the games that are coming to Game Pass, you can pre-download them. But because they're on the pre-download, it actually tells you the release dates of the games that are coming out. So a lot of the games, people are saying, there's no release dates for these games. There is release dates. Going to Game Pass, it tells you the release dates for a lot of these games coming out, right up until next year. For example, they've got the release date for Stalker 2. It's actually got a release date. So I urge you, I'll probably say a bit later as we go through the games, I'll see the release date. But there's loads of games you can download now.
For that lovely bit of information that you just gave us, Elite, hit that like button if you enjoy us bringing you content, even if it's just our weird and wonderful opinions each week. Hit that like button, and we will just continue to harass you every week for the rest of our lives.
And smash. I'm not sure about the rest of our lives, but smash that sub buttons on both our channels, please. Please pop over to Red Dead State channel. Yeah, the rest of your life. Age of Empires 4. Hello?
I thought that was no offense. I've played Age of Empires and I like them, but I don't feel like this will hit the mark for me. I'm more of a Civilization person myself.
Oh, yeah.
Like if they'd shown me Civ, I would have been like, give my money now.
Yeah.
But Age of Empires not really my sort of thing. What did you feel about that? I mean, for PC, it's definitely for some people they love that franchise. But what about yourself?
Yeah, I don't think many know. I used to be a massive PC gamer about 10 years ago, and then switched over to console just because I got fed up with PC gaming with the toxicity, and just think people cheat on the things and just all the upgrades. So I switched to console. Yeah, exactly. And
fanboy isn't
well, thankfully the toxic stuff is mainly online, not on the console itself. It's mainly online, thankfully, for consoles. Yeah. True. But and people don't cheat. People do cheat on console, but not near as much as PC. I just got fed up with it. So you couldn't play competitively on there. I couldn't enjoy it. You actually either cheat or get out. But Age of Empires, so I used to play that. I used to love those games. And same with Civilization, I used to love all those games. What was it? Sid Meier's, is it?
Civilization.
So, yeah, Age of Empires. I'm looking forward to actually playing it because I haven't played it for a while. So I will be looking forward to it, and I will download that when it comes to Xbox. Most definitely, give it a go. So... Yeah, Game Pass.
Like I said, I'm not a big Age of Empires fan. I'm going to download it and I'll probably play it.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it hit the mark, and for this, in my opinion.
Yeah. So let's go on to the Outer Worlds then. Outer Worlds 2. You thought did you think it was Fable? I bet you thought it was Fable at first. Everyone was saying, is this Fable?
No, I saw it. No, it didn't look like Fable at all. Just look at the fact it looked spacey, right? Yeah. I was like, those plants are definitely from another planet. Honestly, what I can say about Obsidian, like every time they have shown, like I talked about it last year when we watched E3 last year, and they showed the Xbox's version of E3 last year, and they showed a update around oh my god, what is the Grounded, and they took the mickey I mean, they made so much fun
Oh
and
yeah,
poked
it
so
did,
much fun
yeah.
at themselves. And
Yeah.
that was the same with the Worlds 2
Yeah.
trailer. That was hilarious. You think this monster's going to be in the show? Think again. This is the last time you're going to see it.
Never see it, yeah.
This music in here is just, honestly, this is just a silhouette. We haven't even finished making the game. That was comedy gold. Like, this slow motion is going to help us sell, get pre-sales up. I'm like, this is what I need in game trailers. I need them to take the piss and make me laugh and invest me into continuing to follow along in this development cycle. So Outer Worlds 2, keen, day one for me. Can't wait.
Also, to
I
other
love
points,
the
it looks like it's going to be on the new engine, so the graphics look vastly better to the old one. Because the old one was on the older engine, so the graphics were still a bit like... Yes, oh, remember they said it won't be exclusive. It's gonna, they're always going to put it on multi-plat now. No, they've not. It's exclusive, everybody.
Just because it came out on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation
First
4
one.
Pro does not mean, because it had a deal that it had to release on those platforms, does not mean it's going to happen in future. They are a Xbox game studio. They are exclusive now.
Yeah, deal with it.
Do not forget that.
So this game did look good. I'm looking forward to Outer Worlds. Even though we've not really seen anything, as they said themselves, we've only just started work on it, so we won't see this until I imagine 2020, 24, 25 possibly.
Yeah.
But it's still something to look forward to, and they've told us it's working. They've told us they're working on it, and they've told us it's exclusive. So they've given some information there. So yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Hey, did we not get a release date for this?
No.
No,
nor gameplay. Yeah, that's what people are asking for. Where's the release date? There's no gameplay to it. They've literally just told you they've only just started working on it. There's no gameplay. Just like there's no gameplay of God of War.
They told you the best way that they're working on this game. If you did not enjoy this announcement trailer, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Yeah. Any other thoughts about Outer Worlds?
No.
I think they're going to expand on it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be amazing.
I don't want to go too much into it because we've not really seen much, but yeah, it looks good. It's something to look forward to in the future. But we've got loads of games until then.
Right.
So, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Let's move on over. Yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I've already downloaded this, pre-downloaded. So, yeah, this comes out this year as well, doesn't it? This comes out in July, August.
A couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like real soon.
Yeah, real soon. I'm definitely, most definitely. This is the kind of game where you can just jump into and just chill. I'm most certainly going to play this. I'm really hyped for this. I can't wait to play this. I'd ideally have liked to have played it on the Xbox Series X. So, because I don't know, I'm not sure, still not sure if it's cross-gen or not. Because it was exclusive, and then there was a point where it said it's going to be cross-gen, but I think now they've made it exclusive again. Nah, so I thought that's a bit gutted.
I think because the issue is like, with Microsoft Flight Simulator is like it's CPU bound when you do takeoff and stuff. So it really there are those bottlenecks there in that regard. In fact, it's very not bottlenecks, but very CPU heavy. So the older previous generation consoles will probably struggle.
I know they tried to put it on Xbox One, but it won't. So I'm gutted about that. Yeah. So yeah. Bummer. But I'm really looking forward to this. What about you?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm not a big person for those simulation game type things, but I want to play it just so I can just look at how pretty it is. Because the cool thing about this trailer that they showed, if anyone missed it, was this was running on a Series X.
Yeah.
All recorded from running on a Series X. And I was like, damn, that looks good.
Yeah.
That looks so good. Congratulations, Asobo Studios. You guys have outdone yourself. I want Xbox to acquire Asobo so bad. I want them so much. They remind me of my hype for how much I love Ninja Theory, because I love Ninja Theory.
Well, they make games like playground games. I think they're more like playground games, aren't they? I reckon. With their simulators and their games. Yeah.
Well, they did, graphics they did a Plague Tale. Plague's Tale, if you've played that.
Yeah. But the good thing about this is I can fly to your house. Because this game actually uses like Google Earth, doesn't it? Which is sort of a modified version of Google Earth. So I can actually fly to your house. So when we get this game, you have to give me your details. And I'm going to fly to your house. Your address, and fly there and have a look at it.
see where I
And
live.
see if you've painted how you've painted the house.
Oh, yeah, I have.
I
It's
land.
looking good. You just
What I'm
can't
gonna
see
do,
inside now.
I'm gonna take a little plane over there, and I'm gonna fly to your house. I'm gonna land in your road, and then take a picture and send it to you of me landing my plane in your road. How cool would that be?
That'll be hilarious. That'll be hilarious. Um, but yeah, I think Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think it's going to be awesome for the people who like those games, and I think it's just going to be eye candy. So people are going to put it on their Series X console to have a look at it and go, "Damn,"
Yeah.
and then it moves along. That's what I think. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be very popular on Game Pass. Very.
And the other thing about this, a lot of people playing it now because it runs real time weather effects and things like that, real time sort of things. So people are like flying out to storms when there's big storms announced. People getting in their planes and flying to the actual storms.
Yes,
So,
that's
yeah.
true. I guess the other thing that was shown was the Maverick free DL or downloadable content.
Top
Yeah.
Gun, yeah, Maverick, yeah,
Yeah.
content. So let's move on.
I've never seen the movie, guys, don't hate me.
You've never seen what? Top Gun?
Okay,
Hello?
let's just got awkward. Yes, I've never seen it.
Oh, that's all it is awkward. Wow. Right, let's move on then before
This is
you
really
get shamed.
like, you're not allowed on my podcast anymore. Like goodbye, cuts me out. The next one. Do you want to announce this one?
Halo Infinite multiplayer, player.
And that CGI trailer. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, it's good. It looks much better than what it did before. I'm looking forward to this a lot. I've never really got into the Halo multiplayer, but this looks good. It looks much better. I would prefer the Halo 5 multiplayer to previous Halo multiplayers.
Yeah.
And this looks more like the Halo 5 multiplayer, so it looks good for me. The graphics are top notch. The game quality's come right up.
Free to play multiplayer.
Yeah, free to play multiplayer. Take note, Sony. So the game looks fantastic, doesn't it? And this is voted the most anticipated and hyped game of the year. Apparently, 2021 is Halo Infinite above all other games. Yes, including Horizon Zero Dawn 2. It's the most hyped and anticipated game of 2021 is Halo Infinite, and so it should be. It looks fantastic. It's got everything you need:
Yeah.
campaign, co-op, multiplayer. It's got it all.
Yep. If people thought Halo was dead and milked and didn't think Halo was going to be super anticipated by its fan base, Halo is a juggernaut
Yeah.
in what it does for sales. You don't think that people are not going to be going out and like playing it on Game Pass, playing it on their PCs, playing it on any Xbox system they can get their hands on? You are delusional. I thought this showing was amazing, and this is why the whole Halo segment should have been at the end of the show. Like, if you look at the CGI, an engine, whatever you want to call it, I don't even think it was actually confirmed an engine, but it looked like it was an engine. Where you got a bit more of the story, and you see like Master Chief doesn't know how Cortana has been deleted, and you've got that other AI, and it kind of hit home. Like, I felt there was the emotional side of it. Like when you're watching, when we watched some of the previous stuff, and he puts the thing in the back of his head, the little chip, and it's like there is no AI detected. And then in this one, she goes into it, and he's got a new AI. I was like, oh, hits me in the feels. Why do games do that? But the game looked so good in comparison to last year's showing.
Yeah.
You can definitely see the effort and work they've put into a whole extra year of development on this game has made a huge difference. Absolutely huge difference. It looks more in line with the original showing of the oh my god, why can't I think of the name of the engine? What's the name
Slipstream
of
engine.
the Halo engine?
Slipstream.
It looked more in line. Yeah, it looked more in line with the like when they started showing stuff that was made in engine, those promotional stuff. It looked like, and I'm so disappointed. This is not how Halo showed last year. Imagine if Halo showed this way last year.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But then moving on to the multiplayer, that multiplayer got me hyped.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, can't wait. I'm not a big multiplayer fan, but I'm like, I'm even tempted to put to play that multiplayer game. And and the different modes in there because it looked so freaking good.
Yeah.
I am disappointed we have no release date though. I know it's holiday 2021. That's all we've got is the fact it's going to be releasing a holiday 2021, and I think there's a reason behind that. I think they're still deciding any other games because we've got
Yeah.
a release for Forza Horizon 5, but I think it's also mindful of the fact that who else hasn't announced release dates for the games that they are planning on releasing in holiday 2021? PlayStation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because apparently what we understand is
They're probably waiting for Horizon Zero Dawn
recently
2, yeah.
releasing. Yeah, they're probably just keeping it like that because they want to make sure that this game hits home and has the biggest impact it can by making sure it releases at the right time. So I think they're being very tactical about not giving a release date.
Then we have
Around
Call of
it.
Duty releases. Call of Duty releasing at the end of the year as well. So it's usually around October, November. That's when a lot of the big names drop. So they're probably sort of seeing what's planned to when they're going to release it. I mean, they might release it earlier, or they might release it a bit later, like December. But it will definitely come this year.
I mean, this was probably a huge highlight of the show, and I think it was amazing, absolutely amazing what they showed. I feel like they put faith back in the Halo franchise because no one ever had no faith in multiplayer, but they kind of put faith back in 343 and going, yes, we have faith in you because you've shown us that you're there to provide what we want, and you've listened to us as a fan base, and you have come back and shown us what you guys have done in between what you showed last year and what you showed just on Sunday or Monday for me, guys. But yeah,
move on.
Anything else you want to add to that?
No, let's go. We've got loads of games here. Forza Horizon 5.
I am so keen.
Yeah, Game Pass as well.
So keen.
AAA. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to know.
Playground games are one of Xbox's best studios.
They're making 2 AAA games at the same time. What are you going to say about that? And people downplay Xbox studios. They're literally making 2 AAA games at once.
Yeah.
So that's our
What do
2
you think
big
of the
names.
showing?
It looked good. It looked fantastic. I've got the release date for this Forza Horizon 5 is 9th of November 2021. Everybody. So that's already got a release date of 9th of November. Which this is what I'm saying about the Halo Infinite when that drops. See, if we've got Forza Horizon 5 9th of November dropping, they might wait. I don't know if they're going to drop it before the 9th because they don't want to drop both games at the same time. It's just going to ruin themselves.
Halo might be December.
So they might drop Halo.
December.
Yeah, so they might not drop to Halo till Christmas time. So, but
Yeah.
So 9th of November is when Forza Horizon 5 is releasing. But yeah, it looks good. I'm not a big racing fan, to be honest, but I always play these games because they're on Game Pass. That's the fantastic thing about Game Pass. So I'll definitely jump in it and play it. Also, I think the thingy was announced for it. They've already confirmed it's going to have... What was the one they had on Forza Horizon 4, the DLC? The really good one, where you go around the sort of cartoony track. What's it called? The thingy wheels.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah, Hot Wheels. I think there's already had a Hot Wheels confirmed for it as well. A DLC, so which is really good.
I was super impressed with the trailer for this.
Yeah.
The showing for this.
Yeah.
Because just to point out, so the Forza Horizon game is basically it's going to be the engine that is running Fable, and they are updating this engine to actually properly include ray tracing into the engine.
Yeah.
Right now for Forza Horizon 5, there is no ray tracing as far as we know in the game. It's only in Forza Vista, which is I guess, the equivalent of photo mode.
Yeah.
But the fact that the denseness of the forest, I mean, every game that they've released, like Forza Horizon 3, Forza Horizon 4, amazing. The it's next level on top of that. Like when that car was driving through the water and the reflections on that car and everything like that, I was like so impressed with what they showed. There was a scene because it's set in Mexico and it's beautiful that it's set in Mexico. And there's that beautiful scene where they're just talking about how they recorded the sky with an HDR enabled camera at 12K.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they recorded it. I can't remember how many hours they've recorded it to actually get the right type of global illumination in game, so it looks like realistic, and it looks like the light you would get if you were driving a car in Mexico compared to driving a car in the UK or in Australia.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot more authenticity. The effort and level of detail and thought that has gone into this game is astronomical. Even the level of car detail, you can tell it's a step up from Forza Horizon 4. Like, the game is amazing. So that bit where they're talking about they did the HDR and you've got that shot of the scenery and then you just think it's a shot and it almost looks quite realistic. And then that car comes screaming through and you're like, that's in game. That is insane.
Yeah.
I'm super impressed with the fact that this engine is going to be used updated obviously, going to be used to do Halo.
Yeah.
I mean, not Halo, sorry, Fable. Fable, huge Fable fan. Why is Halo on my brain, guys? But yeah, Fable. So as far as I can concerned, Playground Games, I don't feel like at this point can do no wrong. My hype level for them is super ridiculous. I'm just so impressed, and they're talking about the tech in the game. Like, we've had the drive avatars and such, and how if you are in a game playing and there's someone else on the track, like in the open world, that is another player, and they're driving like they normally would. So the tech on display, the generational iteration of improvements from the last game, which came out 3 years ago, to now, significant. That extra year of development, well done.
Yeah.
Super hype. It's probably one of the best things about the whole E3 was Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah, that's. I mean, a lot of people are digging this game out though because it's running 4K 30. It does have a boost mode which is 60. They've not confirmed what the resolution will be yet. It'll probably be checkered 4K and then 60.
And I guarantee you,
but it's still running on, as you said. It's still on a mod. It's still on the older engine. It's not been fully upgraded yet, so that's why it's not got ray tracing.
And it won't be fully optimized.
Yeah.
And it won't be fully optimized for I have to adjust my headset. Sorry, it won't be fully optimized for the Series X in regards to they're still learning to take full advantage of it, and part of that is making sure the engine is capable of utilizing the tools and the software and the actual specs and such in the system. And yet we're going to see the next Forza Horizon iteration. It's probably going to blow us out of the water again. I mean, the fact that we're still waiting to see the next Forza Motorsport, which is meant to be running on the new engine.
Yeah, that'll be on the new engine
that they built.
Yeah.
They built. That is going to have ray tracing galore.
Yeah.
They've already confirmed it, and that is going to be next gen only. I guarantee you, when the Series X, the One X came out, and they released Forza Motorsport 7. That was a showpiece to show you what exactly the One X could do, because it looked gorgeous in 4K.
Yeah.
4K 60 looked absolutely beautiful. The next version of Forza Motorsports going to blow your mind.
Blow minds. Yeah. 100% agree. Should we move on to Back for Blood?
Yes, you are probably going to be the best bet to talk about this, because I've never played a Back for Blood game. I've never played Left 4 Dead either.
Well, Back for Blood's actually what happened. Basically, I think it was Valve, and I can't remember the name of the studio now. They used to make the Left 4 Dead games, but they've separated, and so this studio, who mainly made the Left 4 Dead game, couldn't use the Left 4 Dead name because that belonged to the other studio, the publishers, Valve, I think. Yeah. So they've made their own version. So obviously the other ones are called Left 4 Dead. So calling it Back 4 Blood with the 4 in the middle, just like Left 4 Dead, is sort of kind of a slap in their face, going, "Yeah, we're still going to carry on this series without your name." Sorry. And that's how everyone's recognising this as, just other than the gameplay, recognising this as sort of like another Left 4 Dead game, almost like a Left 4 Dead 3. So Left 4 Dead games, you should have played them. They're fantastic. They're sort of like four player co-op games where you fight. You got to get through sort of a campaign together, but it's very hard, very tricky. But you can also have players play the zombies. So it just makes it, so it makes it that much sort of trickier and harder, and they're sort of special zombies. But the game's the kind of like...
Game's solid?
Yeah, kind of like Redfall, where you got the characters, they all interact and all chat with each other, and they've all got like a history and things like that. The game's actually very good,
Wow.
and Left 4 Dead's were massive, massive games, and I think they're still played now. I think maybe we have to see if we can get. Hopefully, they'll put Left 4 Dead games on it. It'd be nice if they put them on
Who
Game
knows?
Pass, but we'd have to get into that. But
you
the game
sound
looks
excited for Back to Blood.
massively excited. People have been hyped and waiting for this game for when was the last Left 4 Dead 2 game? When Left 2 released, I don't know. It's probably been about almost 10 years, I think. So people have been hyped for this game for a long time. So this is going to be massive. And for it to go into Game Pass day one is absolutely massive. This game will be big. I think it's a massive underdog. People are not really talking about, because a lot of people are probably not aware of the game because it's quite old now. Was not aware how massive this game was. But when this hits Game Pass, I think this will be just downloaded and played to death. And I reckon it'll be one of the biggest sellers and players of that month when it comes out. This will do a lot of AAA games, this game.
Well, I don't have much to add to what you've said. It looked interesting. I've never played it, so I don't, I guess, have anything to kind of, because it's number 4, and
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to talk to it. So I might actually look up some gameplay and such.
Look up
or
Left 4 Dead gameplay,
online
yeah.
about it. To get a better feel for it. But if you say it's good, then I'll most likely I'll take your word for it, you fraud.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Everyone remembers the witch. There's a villain in it called the witch. She's like, you go into this room and she'll be a little girl that's sort of sitting there crying, and with her hair, you know, like the Ring, with her hair draped over her face, she sits there cries and that.
Yep.
And if you go too near or disturb her, then she goes, gets up and sort of, you know, when they walk all jagged and that, and then she runs at you screaming. She's like a mental character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she just
Definitely
shreds
not
you.
for me.
Yeah. And they, what's good about this
That'll
is
make
that
me cry.
they
I
can-
will end up crying with my hair on my face, and I'll run it, scream at
the
you.
zombies in this can interact with all the scenery. So even if you run into a room, lock yourself in a room, they will start tearing through the doors and through the walls and stuff. So that's what made the game really hard and really sort of fun. You're like, you got to really work with a team. If you try solo in this, you'll get obliterated by the zombies. But let's move on to then
good.
Contraband, which is an interesting game.
What do you?
I don't even show
liked
much.
this trailer.
It looked good.
They didn't show much.
It didn't show anything of it.
Xbox Game Studios. I did like the trailer, and I liked the way they kind of, I guess, showed the trailer, and the fact that they, like, what you were learning about what the game was going to be was littered through the trailer. Like the bit with the photos talking about that it's a open world game and co-op game and those sort of things. I thought that was really smart. Don't know much about the game. Obviously, sounds like it's going to be like a heist type game. Sounds interesting. I want to know more. I don't have much to talk about other than that.
No, not
Other than
no.
that, I actually just enjoyed the trailer.
Yeah.
And I felt like it told you a lot about the intention behind the game, but you just didn't know enough about the game to know how those features or what they're putting into the game is going to, I guess, play out. Yeah.
Right, yeah, I got it. Oh, I have to just say, sorry, Back 4 Blood. It's got a release date of the 12th of October, 2021. You can download it now on Game Pass. Yeah, it's 12th of October, 2021. That's its release date for Back 4 Blood. But yeah, I've got really not much to say on this. It looked interesting, it looked fun. I like the way they used the Guardians of the Galaxy sort of music, didn't it? But yeah, move on. Hades.
Just an announcement trailer.
Yeah, it's just an announcement trailer. Hades. Which was a Switch exclusive, wasn't it?
I don't know, but you know
I believe
what?
it was a Switch
I'm
exclusive.
Play it
I'm going to play it, yeah.
because the top-down dungeon game, which is right up my alley.
And this
Love
releases
those games.
on the 13th of August, 2021. Already in Game Pass.
I know what
you can pre-download it now. 13th of August, 2021 it releases. And this looks good. This looks fun.
Did you say 13th or 30th?
13th of August.
So, can I ask you, Ali, what are you going to be doing on the 13th of August?
God, there's just so many games coming out. I will be playing this. I'm definitely going to download this day one and play it day one. I'm going to give this a go.
I'm going to try and play it on the 13th of August. I don't know. I'm keen. It got so much love on Switch and everything like that, and I heard such good things about it that I am so happy it showed on Xbox's stage, and it's coming to Xbox. Well, especially Game Pass in that regard. Honestly, this is just an advertisement for Game Pass.
Yeah,
we should get paid to talk about Game Pass.
Yeah, we should do. Yeah, if Philip or any others are watching, yes, sponsor us. We will be your Game Pass sponsors. Your
Yep.
free advertisement for Game Pass. Right, should we move on then to Yakuza? Like a Dragon?
Well, I felt like obviously this was an obvious thing that was coming.
Yeah, this
Um,
has already been released tonight. It already come out exclusive to Xbox
yeah,
Series
I
X
mean
first. So, but yeah, but
they
now it's
were
on Game
they
Pass.
were
So yeah,
yeah, they were talking about it on Game Pass. They were showing that they've released all these other games to Game Pass. So if you're a huge Yakuza fan, do you know what? Game Pass is the place for you.
yeah,
I
all on
feel
there.
like I've seen it so much that I'm kind of Yakuza like a dragon
Yeah,
sort of fatigued.
yeah,
Maybe if I got into the Yakuza franchise, I might have a different opinion. I've played a little bit of the first game. I actually have to sit down and actually get into it enough to fully understand all the mechanics and the story and everything like that because it's just I don't know if it's my sort of game, but I want to give it a fair shake. And if I get into it, then I get into it and I play all
yeah.
the other games in the franchise. But yeah, I'm a bit fatigued by seeing the same stuff for Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Yeah, actually, yeah, guys. Anyone watching that? Tell us what, because I might give a Yakuza game a go. Tell us what the best one to play is to get into, and then we'll go from there. The interesting thing about this is 2 years ago, all we used to hear from PlayStation fans is Yakuza. It'd be all on their list because it was exclusive. How fantastic these games are. Fast forward 2 years now, they're all on Game Pass, so you don't hear anything about them anymore. They're
You
all
don't hear you hear cricket,
yeah,
guys.
they don't talk about how amazing they are. They don't hype them up anymore. It's just silence. Even when they bring out new games like Yakuza Like a Dragon, they don't talk about it at all. Don't even mention it.
Phil wasn't joking about his want and his dedication to putting more Japanese games
Yep.
on Xbox because there is a market for it.
Yeah.
People want to play those games. And I know Xbox is considered the shooter box, and it definitely is after all the reveals that they had. There was so much gunplay and through all the reveals here that I was like, Xbox is now the shooter box again. And multiplayer box and just diverse exclusives and diverse games box.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm for some people it hit the mark. For me, no. I'm just kind of over it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I need to try one out. So yeah, so anyone in chat or comments, please comment below which would be a good Yakuza for us to sort of give it a go and get into. Right, so let's move on to 12 minutes.
So keen. I talked about this last year.
Yeah, we did.
I
Yeah,
have been wanting to play this since it announced. I was at my friend's house a couple of weeks ago, and they had never heard of it because they have mainly been playing on PlayStation the last few years. So they've been watching the PlayStation games. They recently got a Series X, and they also got themselves a rig. And I showed them the trailer for 12 minutes. And even though it's an indie game, and at the trailer I showed didn't have like William Dafoe put on it and what Daisy Ridley, whatever her name is from Star Wars on it,
yeah.
they watched it and they
Ewan
were like,
McGregor.
"This is
Yeah,
this is impactful."
yeah.
And it's set above, and it is an indie game, but for the life of me,
it's an indie
all I want
game
to do is
with
play it. It looked
AAA
they've
stars
shown it
voicing
so
it.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've shown it so well that every time I watch it, all I want to do is play it, and I'm so sick of seeing it. I want to play it and just do it myself, guys. Give me the game, put it in my hands. I don't want to see it anymore, other than when I can play it.
Yeah.
That's when I want to see it. I'm so keen for this
it's gonna
game.
be an interesting game to play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I can't believe that this is so star-studded. I've not seen a game this star-studded for a while. So that's what's really interesting.
You listed in our list twice.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I don't know why it's listed
You nutter.
twice.
And then next we've got Doom Eternal, is that? Or just Doom?
Doom Eternal.
Right, so
Yeah.
should we drop over that? Because we know that's been out for a while and everyone knows all about that. We don't really want to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's been It's got enhanced for the Series X console,
enhanced.
and it's got a 120 FPS mode, and there will be ray tracing in it as well.
120 FPS, hear that people? Doom Eternal, 120 FPS on the Xbox Series X. So, not on any other console. That's what I'll put that in now.
Well, they didn't. That was actually kind of confusing. I wasn't. I was like, I know they said it was coming to the Series X consoles and such for the update, but because this game is already out, and they said this would be free and available for everyone who owns the game, I'm like, what about the PlayStation fans? And that was the only thing that wasn't clear about the wording on that. Is it also going to get the update to PlayStation or not?
No, it's only a charge for
The game
it.
is currently out on PlayStation. Yeah, probably. They'll probably charge for it. You'll
Ah.
have to do some, like sacrifice a goat or something to get your saves to move over, or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Or your kids, and sadly fanboys will do that as well. They will sacrifice anything for Sony. But
What? I'm like, some of these lists are totally not correct. I don't know why that's mentioned. Oh, they were showing there because I think they were just talking about bringing them
Within
to
2, yeah. So we've got on the list even within 2. We skip over that, shall we? In Rage.
Rage, Fallout,
Yeah,
Fallout 2,
it
Fallout
was-
3, Fallout.
Yeah, we won't talk about
I
Fallout,
think
the
it's gonna be
Fallouts
Fallout
either.
76,
Yeah, as we said, we
Dishonored.
don't really care about those games. Dishonored.
Party animals.
Party
What do
Animals.
you think of party animals?
I.
That looked hilarious.
It looks exactly like
Is that
what's it
from
called? What's the other one?
People
That's-
Fall Flat.
No, not People Fall. Yeah, well, People Fall Flat. But there's the other big, massive game that come out on, and it was massive on P. It's one of the biggest played games, where you will fight and stuff. I can't remember what it's called now. It was a massive game on PC.
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys, yeah. Is it Fall Guys? Yeah, there was another one before Fall Guys. I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, it's like Fall Guys, and there was another game before that, and it's sort of it's like a fighting
Fall
game.
Flat.
Yeah, no, before that, there was another game, which is what People Fall Flat and Fall Guys sort of took from. There was another big game. I can't remember what it's called now. But yeah, it's all those are the same style of games. They're sort of like jelly people, and you sort of can cling on to people, and you have fights and stuff. It looks interesting. It'd be on Game Pass. I'd probably give it a go, but I'm glad it's on Game Pass.
Yeah,
It's not the kind of game I'll
friends
download or
over,
play.
I'll definitely.
Yeah,
If I have friends over, this is that ideal party game.
yeah, but it's not a game you'd pay for.
No.
It's not a game that you pay £70 for, which is probably a very big charge on the other side.
What did you think of Somerville?
What was that game? I can't remember that one.
You don't remember
No,
Somerville?
No.
It was an
Enlighten me.
Was it indie? Fun. Am I thinking of yeah, Somerville was the E3 trailer. 1 second, I'll give you the details.
What was the game where you can control stuff? It looked almost like Bioshock. Was that Somerville?
Somerville was that. Oh my god.
Oh no, that's Atomic Heart. It was like Bioshock, wasn't it? I can't remember this game at all.
You can't remember it.
Look at you.
It was-
You're just biding time.
It was an indie game.
Probably looking it up.
Yeah, it was an indie game. It looked quite interesting. I think I was more interested in Replaced than this one.
Yes. Let's move on
It
then.
reminded.
I can't
It was
remember
that one
some
where like the kid they're sitting on the couch, and then you can kind of see it's like I don't know, some type of post-apocalyptic type world, and they're getting chased, and I don't know. It's an indie game. I think I'll play it because it's going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And since it was only the first showing, you don't have enough about it to know whether or not it's going to be for you. But I mean, it looks like it's going to have a lot of exploration in it. You've got a dog, so there's going to be like fetch stuff and like some quite good set pieces and stuff. So wait to see what it is. Don't know enough about it, but I will play it. I like the art style. Definitely like the art style of Somerville.
I can't remember it. I have to have a look back for that. There was just too many games to take in.
Yeah.
Let's move on to...
You think Xbox has too many games?
Because I can't... A Plague Tale, I don't remember them showing these either.
You don't remember showing a Plague
no.
Tale? This is the sequel, 2022
Yeah.
this is coming out, Requiem. This is a Sobo Studios as well.
Yeah.
I
See,
loved the first one.
Another studio working on 2 games at once. Yeah. I can't remember. I
play the first one?
I never did. No.
Stealth
This has got massive reviews and really well received.
Well,
I just can't
this
remember.
trailer
I did really
started
play.
off
They're a bit slow for me. These kind of games, but I can't remember it.
Yeah, this trailer started off with the bit of a had the rats kind of like as a like an ocean type thing moving through the streets of the city, and I enjoyed the first one, and I was like, how would you do a sequel for this?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see a sequel to this, because it looks like, based on what I could see, I don't know, probably a few years might have passed since the first one, because the brother looked a little bit older. Was it the brother or was it the friend? I can't tell. Or it might be set not long after this one, because
Was it a brother and sister? Was it?
Yeah, it was a brother and sister. But then when it showed up, the brother closely was young again. So maybe I'm thinking maybe it was the friend who was stuck in the cage. I'm not sure. but I really want to play this game. I so thoroughly enjoyed the first one. It for what it was and for what they did with that game, the level of detail and such was quite on show, and it was very impressive. Um, and you could tell it wasn't a big AAA level game, but it had an impact. Like if you gave them a AAA budget, imagine what they could do with it. And that's where I want to see what a Plague Tale Requiem does, and kind of we should be able to see the difference between the first game and the second game around scale and polish, because there were little nitty gritty things in that game that kind of got me, which you could tell wasn't AAA budget,
Yeah.
but it was more like a double A. But I think the sequel is going to be a bigger budget because of what it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't have. There's no Stalker 2 on the list, but let's talk about Stalker 2.
Stalker 2.
I'm just going to chuck it in there. Stalker 2.
That's got a release. I had a release date for that as well. Where did I put the release date for that? There's a release date for Stalker 2 as well, which
Was that April?
April. Yes, did I say April? April 2022. The actual date as well. I can't remember the date. But yeah, that's got a release date. Where did I stick that?
22nd of April? Why am I thinking it's the 22nd of April? I don't know. Ignore me. What do you think of this? Stalker 2.
Well, yeah, looking forward to this. This kind of like sort of the Metro sort of vibes, isn't it? Where did I put the release?
Yeah, well, considering that the studio that
28th of April 2022 that releases. Or 20, yeah.
Oh, 28th. I was close. 22nd, 28th. But the studio that did this, they used to be a part of, I guess, the Metro Studio,
Yeah.
whatever they called. I can't remember what they called it. And then they, I guess, had a falling out and they split off. And then whatever did Metro did their own thing, and they brought out their own series. And then I can't remember who brought this studio back to life, but they brought the studio back to life, and then they brought Stalker back to life, because the original game is what? When's the original game? 2000 and...
Yeah, I never played the first one.
2007 is
Yeah.
it's something. It's quite old. I wouldn't say old in games years. But this is apparently running on UE4,
Yeah.
and for UE4, wow,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
it looked super good. Not only did it look super good, you know the scene where they're shooting and the person throws the grenade
Yeah.
and all the particle effects and wood come flying
yeah.
out at you, and then it comes flying right up to you, and you're like, that's exactly how we expect debris to work when a grenade goes.
Yeah.
The detail in the characters, the facial animations, the scene where the guy's dancing and you've got the floorboard which moves up and down, and I'm like, that is attention to detail.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That game looks super impressive, and I can't wait to see how it shows on the Series X, because that has the 3-month exclusivity deal for Xbox.
And it's on Game Pass as well.
And then it's going to come to PlayStation, yeah.
So, yeah, so that's brilliant. I'm just thinking, have you missed... Oh, I know you have got it. No, I was looking to see if you missed something else off your list, but it's on there, I'll just see it. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. I like those sort of starter games, and it looks quite sort of scary and all, sort of creatures and zombie sort of things. Not sure what they are, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and it's on Game Pass, so who would not play that game? You know, why would you? I don't know. It's bad that people don't have Game Pass, and you know, I don't know. The amount of money they'd be saving if they just owned an Xbox and just played these games on Game Pass. Yeah, so we've got Slime Rancher 2. Do you want to skip over that? Do you care?
No, but for those who like Slime Rancher, it's for you.
Yeah,
it's number 2,
there you go.
And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it's
totally
for you and
not
number
for
2.
me.
Yeah, I'm not really keen on it. I know it had quite a big following, and some people did like it, but yeah, it's not for me.
But I'm not following it.
Nah, Shredder. What's Shredders?
Hero.
I can't remember Shredders.
Shredders. That's the snowboarding game.
Oh yeah, it's actually don't look too bad. It's going to be on Game Pass as well, so I'm definitely going to give it a go. You know, it's not the kind of game like, yes, this is my thing, but it's on Game Pass, so again, it's another game I'm going to download and I'll give it a go, because it looks quite fun, and I look forward to sort of hopefully it's fast paced and it'll just be quite interesting to play. Because there's not been a snowboarding game really, is there?
There's Steep, but I haven't played that, and
Oh, I don't know.
that's actually coming to Game Pass, so yeah.
Oh, right.
But I guess the last snowboarding game I ever played was on the Nintendo 64, which was 1080.
Oh,
Do you
right.
remember 1080?
No.
That I got huge 1080 vibes from because I loved playing that game
Yeah.
non-stop all the time, play with all my siblings, obsessed with it actually. And then I got those vibes from Shredder. So, you know what? I'm going to be playing
Me too.
Shredder's because I just want to play it. I'm like, I've missed a decent oh my god. Snowboarding game because there's nothing that's like tickled my fancy like 1080 did. So this
Yeah.
kind of reminded me of that, and nostalgia feels are high on why you buy a game anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a go. I was quite pleasantly surprised with the showing, and especially the way when they were riding through the snow on their snowboards, all the track marks left,
Yeah,
everything like
yeah.
that. I was like,
This is kind of game you think. This is why sometimes you think Xbox does need VR, because this would be a definite good VR title. I think.
oh my god, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be something special. I've always said I'd love to play Sea of Thieves in VR. That'd be the best game ever made. Sea of Thieves in VR, but
That and Pokemon in VR, guys,
yeah.
because we know that people just want to play Pokemon in VR, guys.
Oh, that's what's not on your list. Sea of Thieves, the new DLC for that.
Oh,
Which
yes,
they've done a deal with
right.
Disney now. How massive is that? So they've done a deal with Disney now, so they've got Pirates of the Caribbean incorporated into Sea of Thieves. And was that actually Johnny Depp's voice playing Jack Sparrow?
But it was pretty good. It was a pretty good impersonation if it wasn't Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
But as I saw, like I saw the lady telling the story about it, and you could kind of hear the hint of the music. And then when I saw the cage and the dog with the bone, I'm like, Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
This is Caribbean right here. And I was like, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I think Sea of Thieves is hugely underrated in a specific part of our community because they don't understand what fun is.
Yeah.
They're all about their story-driven, blah, 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 story nonsense that they always have the same conversation with everyone, goes round and round in circles.
Yeah.
But this game looked super good. You and I both love Sea of Thieves. Never play it though because I never have enough time. But
Good. Yeah. Well,
I think this is exactly what this game also needed it to kind of keep people coming back and bring new people into the game. This is a huge get for them. The Disney.
It is Disney. Yeah, deal with Disney. And also, I've got a friend that's an insider for Sea of Thieves and he's played with some of the devs, and he said he wasn't even aware of this. So this is incredible. So he's super hyped for it as well. Yeah, keen as.
Atomic Heart.
Atomic Heart. So this is the game I was on about. This is the one that looks a bit like Bioshock. So this looks interesting. I like the look of this. So I like sort of Bioshock games. And is this on Game Pass? I cannot remember.
Yeah.
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 Because there is free games. Yeah, there is free games. Yeah.
It looked interesting. I don't think it's for me.
No.
To be honest, it doesn't look like my type of game. However, I liked it.
Yeah.
In the sense of
it.
I liked the look of it. It was oddly disturbing, but also oddly intriguing and titillating.
Yeah. Kind of like Bioshock.
And I don't know.
It looked weird.
I can't put my finger on it. But I want to sit there and watch it, but I don't feel like I would probably be a game that I would want to play. Maybe I just need to give it a chance when it comes out and play it. But yeah. I'm going to add another one in that we missed off the list.
Just see that.
And this list I didn't make. I got the list off the internet, and I should have done my due diligence first and written my own list, as I usually do when we do these events, when we do these shows. Elite. Grounded.
Yeah, they finally... So it's got...
It's still in preview.
Yeah, but it's slowly releasing more stuff, and it's released achievements now, which I think is a big thing now. I'm not an achievement hunter, but I've played a lot of the game and I like the game, so I might go back over it now just to collect my achievements.
I love how they were just. This is Obsidian as well, and just like with the Outer Worlds trailer, they took some comedic liberties here.
Yeah.
Absolutely hilarious, like how they were like, we've put things in that everyone's been asking for. Seriously, a lot of people have asked for sitting. We mean it. And then they show like a list of everyone going, can we sit in the game?
Yeah, it's weird.
And there was something in the game that no one has asked for, a broodmother giant spider, and they said, and if you're too scared, put the arachnophobia filter on. She's like, she's still a scary blob. And I was just like, why? Can someone just employ Obsidian, whoever does their trailers, to do everybody's trailers? Because it's what I need. It's like that mockery trailer voiceover character that is in like all these movie trailers. Reminds me of what Grounded does and what Obsidian does with their trailers. Like High Point, if you haven't played Grounded, you're missing out. If you think it's for kids, you're joking. It's not. Well, it is, but it is for adults too. It is such a
I think it's too tricky for kids. I don't think it is for kids. It's all like Sea of Thieves. People say Sea of Thieves. I think they're too hard to play. I think kids will find this game too hard, to be honest.
I think there's a lot of like management, but I think kids could definitely play it. But I think this is for like not young kids, like obviously.
I'd say at least 10 and up. Yeah.
This game impresses me every time I see it. The more content they bring in, I love this game with a passion. Like when it first showed, when it initially first showed, I was like, dude, this looks boring. Like with the base building, and I was like, what's the point of this? And then it came to game preview, and I'd watched a little bit more of it. I was like, okay, well, I think I'll give it a go. And then when it went to game preview, and you and I both tested, the demo came out, and you and I both played the demo, and I was like, this game's amazing. Like, why did I give it so much hell in my mind? Like, the fact that I didn't think this game was going to be good blew my mind. Can't understand enough what it's like to be shrunk to nothing, and then everything is massive around you, and you're basically surviving hell on earth with spiders.
Yeah. And then what I was
can't get enough.
And then what I was going to say about this, as I was saying before, is that it's yet another title where you've got a AAA studio that's working on 2 games at once, and then they're working on sort of a passion project game while working on their main games, which is like Outer Worlds. So you can't. You've got to give them their freedom.
You do. And this game here, Grounded, is beloved by the Xbox and PC community. Yeah. Can't stress that enough. Loved. I every time I see an Obsidian trailer, I'm now going to be like, oh, can't wait. I don't think we'll get a funny trailer for Avowed, which is also done by Obsidian. Yeah. But if we do, that'll be my highlight. I just don't think it's the right genre for those jokes.
So they're doing Grounded, Outer Worlds 2, and Avowed. They're doing 3 games, and 2 of them are AAA, and then they're doing Grounded as well. That's just madness. That's just one studio. 3 games, 1 studio.
Phil is leading the pack. Yeah. The other game that showed, Replace.
Right, okay.
Do you remember the indie?
Yes, I do.
Indie game?
I like this a lot.
What did you think?
This reminds me of My Friend Pedro. Did you play that?
Yes.
Yes, that was in Game Pass. That was in Game Pass, and that was fantastic. And I love that. It's not, but this doesn't look as comical or cartoony. This almost looks like, remember that game advertised ages ago, but it never come out. I don't know what happened to it. The Last Night. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that game.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that. Yeah, it looks like that, but sort of a better sort of graphics. That was more pixely, that game, but this looks like but a mixture between that and My Friend Pedro. It looks like a dark sort of side-scrolling fighter / shooting game, but quite violent, like My Friend Pedro. And I'm really hyped and like the look of this. He almost looks like Batman going around, but you probably beat people up and hurt people hard. I'm looking forward to this. This is in Game Pass, and I'm definitely going to play and complete this. Most definitely when this drops.
I think for the people who complain about Xbox showing indie games, this is why they show indie games.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we've got Cuphead game. That was a great game.
Yeah.
But Replaced looks amazing. I love the art style. I love the trailer. I want to play it as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna run through that.
After that, we have those.
Well, go on. You say the title. Yeah. You have to do it.
You do it. I don't know how to say it. I don't know. Something Chronicle. 100 Heroes of something Chronicle.
Is it
Rising. So one's
Uden.
coming out in 2022 and one's coming out in 2023.
Yeah, so these were previously Switch titles again, were they? I think they might have been
I
previously
don't
Switch
know, but
titles.
I think they were crowdfunded. Were they the crowdfunded games?
Possibly.
And they got quite a bit of crowdfunding, and they're doing quite well. And for them to show on this, when I saw these initially, I was
And
like,
these are JRPGs, are they?
is this another? Yeah, is
Yeah,
this another Octo Traveler, whatever it was,
I think so.
Octopath Traveler, whatever that
Yeah,
game? Yeah,
yeah.
it reminded me of that, the art style and everything like that. And I'm like, well, I guess if I do decide to play this game, I'll be playing it on my phone via xCloud once
That's it.
xCloud launches in New Zealand.
Yeah,
I know it was meant to launch at the beginning of the year, or actually not 100% launch at the beginning of the year, but it was meant to be coming at the beginning of the year for both Australia and New Zealand. But I know COVID.
oh, they did announce that
COVID.
at the E3, didn't they? They announced they're going to release it into sort of 5 or 6 more countries, aren't they? Including New Zealand and Australia. So this
Yeah,
year, so
finally.
there you go. Yeah. Oh, Japan,
So I'll
yeah,
be
in
playing
Japan.
that.
They released it. I think they released it. They said they released it in Brazil, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, and then there was a couple of other countries they released it in.
Well, I guess the big thing about xCloud there is that they're almost finished
Yeah,
replacing the server rack with the new Series X
yeah,
versions. So all the xCloud server racks are going to be running next gen
yeah.
hardware.
Imagine how massive
And if you remember
xCloud will
rightly,
get when it drops in
when
Japan.
yeah, yeah, but imagine, I mean, listen to the fact that like with xCloud, and the fact that the server racks are running the Series X systems,
Yeah,
um, each Series X can run 4 versions of like an Xbox One game.
yeah, yeah,
That is just amazing around the power for the computing and everything like that.
yeah.
Huge.
Power,
Like power your dreams.
unlimited
Um,
power. Yeah. Should we get on to the last game
I
then?
guess the other thing, yeah, the Ascent, and I don't think we've hit every game on the list, so apologies if
No,
we've missed
yeah, yeah.
any. It wasn't my list, and next time I will be much more prepared and such elite. So I do apologize for that. The Ascent.
I've got a release date
We've
for
seen
that.
this so much.
29th of July.
Can this just? I know. Can this just hurry up and be out now? I'll play it because it's one of those games
Yeah.
where it reminds me of.
We could, yeah.
I'm gonna be
Oh
there.
yeah, they showed Diablo 2 as well. You didn't include that. That's coming to Xbox.
Well, there was the Resurrected. Yeah, they showed
Yeah.
another trailer about that.
So I'm definitely going to play that. That's a game we can play. So we can play Diablo 2 on Xbox now, and now we can play this. This is a game we can play. Yeah, yeah. This could be fantastic. So
Oh, and Among Us. Among Us was
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Can't wait. I feel like the Among Us showing was actually better than the PlayStation showing of Among Us when PlayStation announced Among Us was coming to console. And I feel like Xbox's showing of the Among Us coming to Xbox was better than the PlayStation's one. I don't
yeah,
know what it was. I feel like they had more information. They were talking about the increased lobby sizes,
yeah.
and like all the different deaths and I just felt like it was a better showing of Among Us coming to console. And you and I should definitely play that because you and I will never trust each other again because we'll never
Yeah.
know if we're lying or telling the truth.
Yeah,
And then we'll stop talking to each other, and then the podcast will never
so
happen.
what is Among Us? Is Among Us the one where you escape from prison?
So
Or
no, Among Us is like you can have up to 15 players in a lobby, but you could previously have up to 10, and so in the 10 there are 2 imposters,
Right.
and they have to go around and kill a certain ratio of the other crew members
Right.
without getting caught.
Okay.
And the crew members go around, and they're meant to be doing these activities. And if they complete all the activities, then they win. Essentially, if they complete them all,
Yeah.
and the imposters don't kill enough in the whatever, you win. But basically, the imposters can like talk their way out of like why they weren't the person who was the one who actually killed them, and like you can't believe anything because it changes the imposter every time. I played this at a barbecue at my house, and so much fun. It was really hard because I think I would prefer to play it not face to face, where I can just mute myself. Because the idea is you're not meant to talk, and if you die, you're not meant to talk. You're still meant to complete your activities that you do, 'cause you run around as a ghost. No one can see you as your ghost. But I usually just follow along the murderer who killed me. So much fun. As soon as it comes to console, it's already on Game Pass on Xbox.
Oh, no, don't know that. I never realised that.
Sorry, on Game Pass on PC. Sorry.
Oh.
But it's coming to console. So once it comes to console, we should definitely play it.
Yeah,
so much fun.
we'd do that, yeah. And
so if anyone
and Ascent as well. Yeah.
Me message and we can.
We'll get a group of us on it. Yeah, we'll get a good group of us. We'll get D-Rec and we'll get a bunch of us on it. Same as Ascent as well. We'll get a bunch of us on that and do some videos.
Xbox fans want to play Among Us and lose all faith in each other because some people are so good at lying.
Yeah.
I always feel sick when I'm the imposter. But yeah, they showed the Ascent. They showed oh my god, you just mentioned it. Diablo 2 Resurrected, and then Among Us. There was so much on display there. I was super impressed. But let's do our just general wrap up around our highlights of the show. And do you want to give it a rating? Do you want to give it a grade or
right? So yeah, a lot of it, and the show actually got rated really well. It got rated sort of 8s and 9s, didn't it?
Polls?
Sorry.
It got rated A in general.
Did it?
By all the polls. Yeah, so it got like an A rating. I'm like, damn.
And I see IGN done a poll and it got rated the best, didn't it?
Well, yeah, of course it got rated the best because
the best
what
show.
you're going to hear
and
is
then
that
Nintendo was second. Yeah, but all the PlayStation fans were voting for the Nintendo, didn't they? So Nintendo got really high, even though it didn't really show much. But yeah, but Xbox One still.
But yeah, what was your I guess your biggest takeaway from the show?
Right.
What were the 3
So
games?
the top 3 games I liked were Starfield, that Returnal game actually. No, replaced. Returnal, yeah.
Wrong show.
Replaced Starfield, and I'll probably go with Halo actually. Even though I've got quite a few of them. Halo I liked. The Ascent I like.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to Microsoft Flight Sim. Back 4 Blood, obviously. I don't know, it's hard.
Too many.
Yeah, there's a load of games I'm really hyped for. But the top 3 would probably have to be replaced: Back 4 Blood and Starfield, I'd imagine. So.
And what would you grade the show as?
And I would.
Where did you feel?
I would grade it at an 8. I'll give it an 8. I'll never give anything a 10. That's ridiculous. 10? I'll give it an 8. 7 or 8 out of 10, yeah. Because I would have liked to seen a couple more first party games because we didn't really see much of their first party. We didn't see Hellblade 2. What else is there? There's loads of first party games they're doing. Everwild and some other. There's quite a few first party games that are on the horizon. We didn't say, but we know they've got another show coming out today, so they might show some of that. But yeah, so it would have been nice to have seen some more stuff. I'll give it an 8 though, because it's still an excellent show. So many games. 27 of these games of the 30 games shown are going to Game Pass. You can't knock it. So, and people are saying these are games you won't see these till 2023, 2024. I'll tell you now, that's an absolute lie. They're all lying to themselves and lying to you. These games are starting dropping this year. They're coming out this year and early next year. I mean, Stalker 2, as we said, is out next April. And then
we even said that they'll all be back-to-back releases for the rest of the year, basically.
Yeah, they're looking, and in future they've got the plan to release. They've said a AAA game every quarter. So a big game every quarter, and then you have games in between those. So yeah.
I guess another announcement was the confirmation that more titles from Bethesda are coming into Game Pass.
Yeah,
which is great news.
Yeah. What do you think?
So you were overall pretty hyped.
What's your top 3 games?
So in general over the overall show, thoroughly loved it. I don't think it was their best in my opinion, mind you. You know how big a Fable fan I am.
Yeah.
So last year was kind of hit the mark on the confirmation of Fable. If they had Fable or Hellblade in here, it would have been like the best show ever for me for Xbox. My top 3 games, and it's kind of hard because I can easily like change them up. Like even now, I was thinking about like what are my actual top 3 games? Do I want this? No, I kind of. So Halo was a big thing. Forza Horizon 5, and then 12 minutes. But I could easily replace 12 minutes with a Plague Tale 2
Yeah.
or even the Outer Worlds 2
Yeah.
announcement. Yeah, so obviously I'm so keen for 12 minutes because I know it's going to be a game that I can play soon.
Yeah.
Whereas I know that Plague's Tale and Outer Worlds are a little way out yet. I've got a year and a half, most likely for Plague's Tale, and 2 to 3 years for Outer Worlds 2. So, um, yeah, but I'm such a big Forza Horizon fan. Like Forza Horizon 2 is by far my favorite. By
Yeah.
far my favorite. The one that's in Europe, in like France area. Favorite one. Forza Horizon 3 in Australia, loved it. Forza Horizon 4 in UK, loved it.
Yeah.
But honestly, just really want to play Forza Horizon 5, guys.
Yeah, that's a game we could probably another game we could play together. That's the beauty of all these. That's the beauty of Xbox. A lot of the games you can play with friends. A lot of them are co-op. A lot of them are multiplayer. I would say the majority of games are co-op. The majority of games are multiplayer. So it's yeah.
I think we can stop hearing the wait till E3 jokes that we used to hear, because the games are here and they're going to be coming non-stop for the for the future, for what Xbox is going. Xbox doubled down before the event, saying that, and even Satya Nadella said that they're all in on Xbox, all in on gaming. You know they're all in. They're still looking to acquire more studios.
Yeah,
like the games are coming. There's going to be no dry spell of games. Do you know who has a dry spell right now? Because they haven't said anything and they don't have that many games coming out. PlayStation.
Yeah.
There's no dry. The dry spell for Xbox is over. So you guys can just close up shop and head on home and cry yourself to sleep if you want to rag on Xbox for the rest of your lives. You don't need to anymore. I guess the big thing now around what story is, it's like we were talking before the show, there was one news rag that mentioned that Xbox did an amazing job but it didn't have the wow factor that Sony has. What do you need in order to have the wow factor, guys? It's ridiculous. PlayStation didn't even show up. PlayStation had no wow factor for E3 2021 because they weren't there. We are talking about E3 this year, and Xbox brought it. Yes, PlayStation has killed it in the past, but PlayStation has pulled out of E3. So they haven't been at E3, for like 3 years now?
Yeah.
They're just nostalgic and they miss the comparisons between PlayStation and Xbox's E3. And I guess the PlayStation fans, who are the hardcore toxic ones, miss shoving it in people's faces around PlayStation winning E3. I mean, last year they jokingly were saying PlayStation won E3. PlayStation wasn't there, guys.
Yeah, game.
You
Because they've still not shown anything new since last year. That's why.
Yeah,
They're still showing the same games. The same games over and over.
That PlayStation has an event later on in June.
There's always
and
an
it's probably highly
event.
likely. Yeah, probably highly likely.
They always tell Xbox fans wait until E3, but they're always waiting for these rumoured shows. They're always waiting for those, and then the shows that come out, they won't show much, but they'll hype it up as if it's amazing. They always do that.
It's a different PlayStation. You can clearly see it's a different PlayStation. It's not run by Sean Layden. It's now Jim Ryan.
Yeah.
Hugely different.
Yeah.
Hugely different. The vibe, the feeling that's coming out of PlayStation, in my opinion. And I feel like because it's changed, you have people up in arms and quite defensive and are still so set on what PlayStation used to be that they're not paying attention and they don't have their eyes open for what PlayStation currently is now.
Yeah.
And PlayStation currently is now is not the same PlayStation from 2013.
Yeah.
Not the same.
And the difference is, Xbox fans, some of them were not happy, complained, and things changed. Sony fans are still not complaining to Sony. They're still taking out all their frustration at Xbox, and they're not saying anything ill towards Sony. And this is why Sony's going to continue just lapse and take the piss out of their fans, because they refuse to. They don't have the bottle to say anything to them. They're just too engrossed in their fanboyism to actually say, Sony, wait a minute, what games have we got coming? You know, Xbox has just delivered another show where it showed 30 games. What have we got? You know what I mean? Or the only news you're telling us is our games are going to now be on PS4, when before you said they was going to be on PS5.
Yeah, like talking about how PlayStation's not the same, Xbox is not the same from 2013.
No.
People have forgotten that. It's still in the mentality that they can still treat Xbox fans the same way they used to back in 2013. You can't. We have pride, we have backbone, we can stand tall and be confident in the fact that we enjoy gaming on Xbox or in the Xbox ecosystem, regardless of whether you're playing on a PC. If it's still an Xbox game, you're still playing Xbox. If
Yeah.
you're playing it on your console for Xbox, if you're going to be playing it via the xCloud app, or even the fact that there's an app coming to TVs for Xbox, like there are so many different ways that you can turn around and enjoy what you want on Xbox. Um, just let everyone enjoy gaming for what it is, and let people enjoy their E3. E3 is our Christmas for gamers. You don't have to bag on everyone. Um, Xbox did a huge job with um, bringing the focus back to games, and I think they deserved the response that they got this year.
Yeah.
Everyone loved their show. Everyone was impressed by their show, and Phil did an amazing job running and being the head of Xbox and steering the ship. Amazing job. I'm just happy to be an Xbox gamer.
And on that note, should we round it up?
Yeah, round it up.
All right. Okay. So, thank you all for watching. Sorry that it's a longer show than usual, but well, it's a special. We were talking about E3, and there's a lot to talk about. So, but thank you all for watching. Remember to please drop a comment. Tell us what your games you're most hyped for. If you are a PlayStation fan, then tell us what you're hyped to play on the PlayStation 5. What's coming out? Feel free to list these games we're not talking about.
You're just trying to start a war in your
trying to stir
comment.
it up. Stir in the pot.
PlayStation fan. Then leave a comment, say hi. We're both open to talking about PlayStation.
Debating.
Obviously,
as long as you talk factual and non-toxic. Yeah,
I'm a bit more critical because I see the difference between Xbox and PlayStation, and the difference between how the companies treat their fans. But you know, what ifs.
So thank you. Yeah, for each your own. So thank you all for watching. Please check out Red Dad's channel and go and sub there and say hi. Please drop a like. Please share this out on Twitter or wherever you can share it out. Go just take a picture of it, maybe a screenshot, and show it to your mum. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye for now.
Hey guys.